just say hello to everybody that's watching out there. It's very excited for me to have one of my friends with us live tonight. I want to introduce myself first. My name is Randy Gill, and I'm the president and CEO of Their Opportunity. And this is Opportunity Talks, and I have an amazing guest with us tonight, as you can see for yourself. You know him. He's the pride of Calgary, Alberta. He once held the title for Canada's fastest man. He's two-time Canadian 100-meter champion. He's set to go and represent our country at the Olympics in Tokyo. And if that is not enough, ladies and gentlemen, this man was runner-up with his partner on Amazing Race Canada. He's also a super powerful public speaker. My guest, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Effah.
Thank you. I feel like a wrestler, like, you know, those wrestler intros, you come down.
That's
I feel like
we need the music going. Yeah, right? We need the music going right now. Man, it's an awesome resume. And to be honest, we're really proud of all of your accomplishments on the track, of course, but we're really proud as well of all of the things that you're doing off the track. And so I'm just happy to catch up. I missed you. I haven't seen you for a couple of months. And how you doing?
I'm good. This is crazy times with the coronavirus. But I'm making the best of it. All my family, friends are safe. A couple people that I had known had got it, but you know, everybody's doing okay. So I'm just focused on what I can control, and that's, I mean, you kind of mentioned it, speaking. If I can inspire people, keep people in a positive mindset, that's what I want to do.
And that's what we're all about. That's what we're doing here. That's what Opportunity Talk stands for. It's to put the great vibes out in the world and say, you know, things are going to be great, and there's turning obstacles into opportunities. That's what we're trying to do all the time. And every week, one more thing. So how you staying in shape, man? How you staying healthy? And the bod, I know you got the big pipes. Yeah. Come on,
They're average size.
No, man, you're a beast. How do you
I'm looking
keep
for the beach.
How do you keep the body and the mind healthy right now, especially as an Olympic athlete, man? Like, it must be difficult during these times to keep in shape and keep your mind healthy. You know, your workouts are probably a little different than mine.
It's tough. I think the thing is, like, I mean, as a track and field athlete and as an athlete who runs outdoor, I mean, the 100 meters is always run outdoor. I'm confined to an apartment, you know, one bedroom, you know, I don't know, a small space. But I've been doing a lot of different indoor workouts. So indoor workouts every single day, followed by like yoga on Saturdays. And I'm actually, tomorrow, I'm hosting a workout. I decided, you know what, instead of just like doing this on my own to keep myself accountable, but also to get more people in, I'm doing these Zoom workouts at 5:30 Eastern time. So if you want to come through, I don't put out the link because I find, I mean, nowadays with Zoom, people can jump in and do crazy things. So if you want to join, and this is open to all ages, all fitness levels, send me a DM. And what I do is I just email everybody the link, and then we get started at 5:30 sharp, and it's good. It's nothing, you're not going to come out of there a bodybuilder, but it's something that you'll feel strong. You'll feel like, I mean, you're working out with high performance athletes too. So anyway.
Good. I see Mr. Fisher from Forest Lawn there. How you doing, pal? Good to see you.
Yes.
What a great program they have over there. They're all doing a great job. I actually loved your you actually posted something about your 4 healthy habits that you're practicing.
Yes.
Tell the viewers about that. The 4 healthy habits. I love it. My favorite one's number 4, by the way. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, chilling. PlayStation 4. So yeah, off the top of my head. So first one's yoga. This is very fresh to me. My good friend Diane, she got a yoga certification. I have never been that flexible, so I need to get my hamstrings and my quads, and so she does yin. And yin, the practice is really good for me because it's just straight up hamstring stretches. It's simple, it's easy, nothing is too hard on that. The second thing is focused eating. So I mean, when you don't have a gym, you don't have a track, you gotta change up your eating. My intake isn't as heavy as it used to be, but I focus on eating quality meals, and I'm focused on smaller portion. Luckily for me, I'm staying with my girlfriend. She's vegan. She eats smaller portions, so I'm just like, I'm eating what you're eating, and
portion
hopefully,
control. That's it.
Yeah, trying to stay at that 79 kilograms. That's it. No more burgers. No more burgers unless they're vegan.
I love
and
that.
made from kale. That's it. Kale
Great comment.
burgers.
Great comment. Youth fitness training. No more burgers.
Yes. And then the, what is it? Number four. Oh, what's number three again? I don't know. I'm blanking
Your
out right now.
indoor workouts.
Oh, my
Number
indoor
three.
workouts,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So what I just my shameless plug earlier, my Zoom workouts. So just keeping a consistent schedule. In all seriousness, a big thing is like it's easy to take a day off, and that's okay. I'm not sitting here telling everybody, lift weight, or you can't lift weights, but do 100 push-ups, whatever it is. But have a time of the day, whether that's first thing in the morning, do 10 push-ups, do 10 sit-ups, whatever it is. And that's the thing for me that's keeping me going, consistency.
Yeah, that's key.
Yeah.
And then number four is the chill time.
The
Everybody
chill
needs
time.
chill time right now, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people are like going crazy, and they're working harder and they're working 24/7 from home. Maybe just
Yeah.
relax, take some time for yourself, and
Exactly.
feed the mind and the soul. Just to relax a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the yoga's key, man. I'm doing that with
Yeah.
my wife for the first time. I've mentioned it a few times on this chat, and it's
Yeah.
been good. It's been good for both of us, and really enjoying it.
It's awesome.
Let's go back to the first time. Let's reminisce a little bit about your athletic career here, the one that you're still in and pursuing.
Right.
And that's right, man. And we're pretty proud of you for doing that. So take us back when you first represented Canada on the very first time. Like, how did that feel? Where was it? What was the stage like? Kind of take us through that.
Dang. I'm an older athlete in the sport. Older.
Yeah, you're
So this is
really
like
old.
TBT. So my first international meet was 2008. It was the North American, Central American, and Caribbean Championships. They call it the NACAC. That's the acronym. And it was right outside of Mexico City in Toluca. That's what it was called. So it's high altitude. I was so incredibly nervous. But man, wearing the maple leaf on your chest is the absolute best feeling. Knowing that there are people at home, either tuning in over, live stream or watching you just straight up on TV, is an amazing feeling. Representing your country. Every step you take on that track, I mean, you're doing it for those people. So for me to represent Canada for that first time, and I actually won a bronze medal, I believe, in the 200 meters. It was an amazing feeling being on the podium and just like, you give like the salute and you feel good. No national anthem was played because you got to win. But
yeah.
Amazing feeling.
I love that. I love that. And now that we're talking about what you're training for now, the Olympics, let's talk a little bit about that for a few minutes. What does this postponement mean for you? What does it look like for the athletes? Because a finely tuned athlete is getting ready to peak at that moment when they're on that big stage. So what happens for you now? What does this year look like?
Well, right now for me, I'm in the planning mode. It was tough. I told myself after 2019, because 2019 was kind of a bust of a year. I went on Amazing Race Canada, and I was gone for a long time. I can't say how long it was, but I was gone for a long time. And to come back and try and compete at national championships, no excuses. When you show up at the line, it is what it is. But I had taken, it's like I'm coming with the excuse, whatever. I had taken some time off. So I told myself 2020, it's full blast. I scaled back on the speaking. I did everything that I could possibly do, relocated to Calgary, reconnected with my old coach. His name's Les Grammatic. And it was like March 13th. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah. And they told us, everything canceled. So it was hard because I was so emotionally driven, so hungry. I was putting everything on the line. So now it's just, to answer your question, planning and reverse engineering. In July 2021, I want to be running a certain time. So what does that mean? What do I have to do today, April 30th? And that is kind of what we spoke about on the 4 healthy habits. And that's why I'm putting it out to the world. You gotta practice what you preach, and you gotta put out what you want to do. So if you're somebody who wants to be motivated in that way, I mean, follow me on that. But that's my mindset.
That's good. Healthy food, mindset, growth.
Healthy mindset.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Talk a little bit about, not everybody is an Olympic athlete, that's watching here. So tell us what goes into training, before, like, there must be hours, like in a regular year that you're leading up to the Olympics. What goes into that training? How many hours? What are you doing?
Well, there's a lot that goes in. You got a team. So first off, you got to start with the team. I got my coach, I got my training partners, I got my physiotherapist, my chiropractor, my massage therapist, my mental training. You know, you got your family, you got your sponsors. And then in terms of like actual raw hours on the track, it's like 4 to 5 hours a day. I'll be training like 5 days a week. And then Saturdays is like the yoga, the pool day, and then Sunday, you know, day of rest, go to church, whatever. So it's pretty intense. But you gotta love it, and I love it. So it doesn't feel like it's work, but
Yeah,
it's
that's the key.
you'll sweat if you work out with me. I'm not
Oh,
lying.
buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm watching some of your workouts. I'm like,
Yeah.
don't do that. I
So
don't
you're gonna
know.
be there tomorrow, 5:30? Yeah, okay.
5:30 a.m.
5:30. No, Eastern time. Eastern time.
Eastern
Eastern
time.
time. You might be on that Zoom alone if you go 5:30 a.m.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like Randy's workout. You're right, guys. You're right.
Yeah.
Trying to keep in shape, trying to keep up. I saw a question I think roll through there about
Yeah.
some of your sports. You know, when you were growing up as a young man, you know, what type of sports were you into? Were you always into, you know, running track, or were you doing other things?
You know what? Growing up, and this is funny, people are always so surprised. I didn't do sports growing up. I was like a hyperactive kid. Like I feel for my mom because when I was in diapers, I know I was running, you know, poo in my diapers and trying to change me. Like I was that hyperactive kid, but I never played soccer. I never did all that. And when I went into high school, I did like kind of like the after school sports, but I was never like in a program. It was grade 12 after my football team, my high school football team, we were like 0-8, and I was like, I can't do this no more. And track was just that was just like the calling. I don't get
That
hit.
was
I'm in my
that was
own
the home.
lane. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So really it came down to wanting to do something that I could control my destiny. And when I figured out that I could travel, that was the big difference maker.
yeah. Yeah, it became your thing, and you knew it
Yeah.
kind of clicked, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and you know that all started to shape you at that age. You know, as a teenager, you're thinking to yourself, "This could be a future for me," you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the power of sport that gave you kind of that direction, that true north, that gave you your lane. You know, that
Hmm.
all those things show up in your life now as an adult, as an athlete, but also some of the other things that you're doing. You
Yeah.
know, like talk about the impact of sport, because you know we at their opportunity, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to promote for
Hmm.
kids to have opportunity to follow their dreams, and you know that you can do it too. You know, follow, what's
Hmm.
your lane, get in there and stay in there and work hard at it.
Yeah, sport has done so much. I guess I see a question right here. That's right there. Did you play any sports? What are your other passions?
Yeah.
Best career time? My best 100-meter time is 10:06. But anyways, in terms of passion, I find with sport, it uncovered that passion. I was always this person that was like, in the beginning of my career, was like, get medals, get on the podium, you know, get famous, whatever. But I
Yeah.
learned I had a lot of hardship, injuries, setbacks, you know, losing family, losing friends.
Mhm.
And I started to realize that being on the podium is not just about doing those things, but it's having positive impact. And I've found
Yeah.
that not only do I love track, not only do I love sport, but I love creating tangible change. I love, you know, not only being in classrooms, but I mean, they're up. I remember coming to, what is it, Dimes for Times
Yes.
back
Yeah.
in 2017,
You're
Jake.
one of the original OGs back with
And
Jake.
exactly, that's right. And this guy, so little Jake, he's probably like 20 now. Anyway, he was collecting dimes, I remember, to help. It was build different programs and fund parents and students and kids who could not afford to get into training. And I remember going to an event like that, and I spoke for a little bit. I
Yeah.
remember I brought some of my training partners, and it's like that I realized is my passion, and that happened through sport. So I love sport, and I still want to win. Don't get me wrong,
Yes. Yeah.
but it's like now I'm just hungry to make that change, and if I can do it outside of sport, if I can use my platform,
Yeah.
then I'm happy.
Love it, love it. And you are bringing true change, you know, wherever you go, whatever classrooms you visit, things that you're doing with us and other organizations. We'll talk about that in a second. Uh,
Hmm.
let's like, there's a couple questions that come up, you know, Amazing Race. We have to talk about Amazing Race. I know you
Of
can't go
course.
into all the, you know, details or behind the scenes or that, but talk
Hmm.
about the experience. I mean, super proud of you. You and Sarah ran a great race. I was texting you after every episode.
I didn't have my phone, but it's all good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got them in spirit. I could feel when I was getting my clues, like Randy.
yeah,
I knew
yeah. You're
that's
like,
Randy.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
talk about the experience. How did that all like come about? Where did that even come from?
It's a really funny story. Like at first it was not on my radar. I had watched earlier seasons and I was never the type to jump out of my comfort zone to do that sort of thing. But this particular season, it was initially advertised as being like second chance. So they wanted people who had been through adversity, who are trying to make a difference, who are in their community. And I was like, man, it was just like hitting all the boxes. So I called up Sarah and we just kind of naturally were like, you know what, let's go for this. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. We took 2 takes. Like, you know how you have to do an audition video? 2 takes. The first take I sneezed, of course me.
Of course.
So on the second take, we're like, we just told our story. She has been through some injuries. I've been through some things. We talked to the camera. We're like, we would be amazing for this competition show. And we got casted. And then that was that. But I learned that it's important to jump out of your comfort zone. I literally jumped off a bridge. I'm terrified of heights.
Oh man, I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. But what I learned from that is like, I am fearless. And when you go through an experience like that, it translates outside of that experience you have and into other things in your life. So now in sport, I'm like, I still get nervous when I get into the blocks, but I'm like, this is my lane.
Yeah.
I've jumped off a bridge. I survived.
You can do
I'm now
anything.
I'm running in a straight line. I'm not even getting hit. This isn't even football. So I just mentally, yeah.
Would you do it? One of the viewers said, would you do it again? Would you do it again or what?
You know what? I say yes right now, but I know when I'm in that competition, I'll be like, what are you doing, Sammy? But I would do it. It was super inspiring. To this day, I had somebody, it was like 2 weeks ago, they're like, can you sing my friend happy birthday? You were their favorite on Amazing Race Canada. And for moments like that, I would do it. Am I a thrill seeker? Would I jump off a bridge again? Probably not, unless under those circumstances, but I would do it again.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I saw one of the comments there as well. It said other passions that you might have. We're interested in that. I think I know what you might say here, but talk to us a little bit about some of the passions off the track and what you're doing, and what inspires you to get up every day and do great work.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. I think, there's 2 parts. Like my mantra right now is I'm passionate about like community development and sponsorship. The community, they're up. That's Classroom Champions. So Classroom Champions is a mentorship program. That's Right to Play, giving people the opportunity to be more than just, mouths to feed, but also people around the world who have interests. So that's Right to Play, giving kids the ability to play. Yeah. And then the development piece, from the ground up, I want to build something. I feel like we're all on this planet and we all have an opportunity to do something. So the development piece, quote me here, in 10 years, I want to be doing something big. And then lastly,
I'll keep you accountable.
Keep me accountable. Sponsorship. So I went to University of Calgary and I took a Bachelor of Commerce degree. Yeah. I am super passionate about business, but specifically marketing and sponsorship. If I can somehow use the ability to get sponsors and to create value for organizations, I think I've done my job. And I think kind of taking all 3 of those things, that's going to be my push. That's what I'm hungry to do.
Amazing. I love it. There it is. Community development sponsor.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe any other questions before we get close to signing off here? I don't want to keep Sam too long.
I'm not gonna lie, it's quarantine. I got nothing to do. But yes,
if
there are questions, I'm cool to stay on for a little bit. If you guys are cool with that too, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Somebody said jump off a bridge again. No.
Yeah. You're not into jumping off the bridge, but you do Amazing Race again. No problem.
I would do Amazing Race Canada again.
And then Sarah would have to jump off the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. She had to bungee jump, and I'll give it up to Sarah. She had the bungee jump. I actually just got pulled off a bridge. So if I had to, that was my choice. If I had to bungee jump, I don't know if I would be here today. Like I would have heart attack. Right there.
So did you ever race against Usain Bolt?
I did. You know what? It's Thursday, TBT, Throwback Thursday. My first world championships. This was back, and I raced him in the 200 meters. I've also raced him in like many relays. I'm usually first leg,
Yeah.
and he'd be anchor, so not like directly
Yeah.
in that sense, but I've raced him. I see another question. Are you faster than DeGrasse these days? As a
Andre,
competitor, that is such a hard question to answer. I mean, the man, he's doing his thing. I'm
he's
just gonna
doing.
leave that. I'm gonna leave it a blank one. I'm hungry as
You,
ever, and I'm training hard. Like
yeah.
that's all I'm gonna
You,
say. I'm not.
you
So I'm gonna
both
say,
are doing your thing. I
yeah.
love it.
Someone's gonna screenshot this and send it to him. That's okay.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. Do it.
How do you feel about the future of Canadian track? You know what? The future of Canadian track and field is huge. It's the most competitive that it's ever been outside of like Donovan Bailey, Bruni Surin times, Ben Johnson times. So
Yeah.
it's really exciting. I'm the type of person, I am giving it all to the line. So if somebody beats me, I know they're running fast. And nowadays it's like, man, I mean, I placed like, what was it, like 8th last year.
Yeah.
And I was running to the line. So I gotta not only pick up my socks, but it's exciting to see that everybody else is thinking the same. And it's a battle to the line. I remember watching a video, it was like, what was it, like a Nigerian sprinter. Every time he says he goes to the line, he's like, it's gonna be a deadly day. I think that in my head. I'm
It's
like,
going
man,
to. Yeah.
somebody like not actually gonna die, but I'm like, this is going to be a deadly day. Look it up if you can.
I love it. How about the lucky socks? Do you
The
still have the
lucky
lucky
socks.
socks?
I do. It's funny.
You
Let me
got them handy there. You got to show them
I
off.
think I got like, it's so funny. I just did laundry, believe it or not. Quarantine Sam is responsible.
Wow.
So
Way to go.
I may not have. Where are my socks? Oh, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Good question. If you go to my website, you can actually purchase them. They're
You can
really
buy
good.
these lucky socks.
So they're lightning socks. Actually, this one didn't go in the laundry, so good thing you can't smell through Instagram. But there's lightning bolts, and on the back it says "Stay in your lane."
Yes.
So that's not, and I'll actually explain that mantra.
Yeah, do it.
That doesn't mean like mind your own business. That doesn't mean like work hard and not help other people. It means, it's okay to take the time to create personal growth, self-development. I think that's so key. And right now in quarantine, this is the time to do that if you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Who is the pretty lady in the background?" So that's just that's an amazing portrait. That's an amazing portrait. No, it's a painting, so it's not a real person.
I see Gavin. Gavin showed up.
Oh yeah.
We got in there, Gavin. How's it going?
I wonder if he actually came in or he just popped in and left. But
Yeah,
if that's the case,
try to trash talk you and then get out.
I know it's okay. I'm gonna be him next year too. He's actually he was my training partner for like 3 years. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Let's see what other questions. This is something else here. I saw something. Oh, what do you do to prepare the day of?
Yeah.
I keep every day exactly the same. So my training is exactly the same as my competition. One thing that I think a lot of athletes do that's not the best is on training days, they'll kind of give a half effort, and then they'll come to competition, and all of a sudden it's like, you walk in there, you have this swagger. I'm a big believer, if you are training hard, or if you're doing what you're doing in training and you're doing well, like duplicate that. Don't switch things up. So I have my same breakfast, my 2 eggs, my avocado, my slice of bread, generous portion of water, and I get to the track like I'm going to training. No different.
It's good.
Yeah.
Someone asked about meditation or visualization. That's an important practice, especially for young athletes that are watching out there is, visualizing. What do you do to meditate or visualize?
Yeah, I try and meditate. I'm going too far. I don't meditate, but I'll say that I do visualize prior to a training session. I'll think about like, okay, what do I have to do today? What is my training load? If I have like 3 times 150s, I'll think to myself, what do I have to do to be successful to do that? And I'll picture myself running them fast. Mm-hmm. So that's a really important thing. And then the power of positive self-talk is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
And that transcends, that's outside of sport. Anytime you have a negative thought, it's not that you squash it, because it's always going to come back. You have to answer it.
Yeah. Yeah, take hold of
So,
it. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
it's important, for those of you who are watching as well, is think good things are going to happen when, especially when you're going into a sport or into a race, whatever that is. You're visualizing the end. You're visualizing the
Yeah.
good. You're visualizing the medal or holding a trophy. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of how you position yourself, and that's the same in life. When you're done sport, well, we're never done sport, but when
Yeah.
you're out of doing that, maybe for a living, you're
Yeah.
doing that in your business. You're doing that when you're speaking. You're doing it like
Exactly.
those are the things that you have to continue to put into your life as life
Exactly.
practice. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. I see a question. It's like, what's the best part of being a public speaker? So even on that note, that negative self-talk, believe it or not, again, like I am very, makes no sense that I'm on Instagram live saying this, but I am very introverted. Like this is like a not an introverted thing to do, but
yeah.
I have had to convince myself that I am extroverted. Growing up as a kid, I was if you ask my friends in junior high, high school, I was the shyest kid. The best part of being a public speaker, like it says in that question, for me, is getting on the stage, knowing that I'm overcoming a fear and putting myself into an uncomfortable zone. I get nervous every single time I speak, but I love
Fair
it.
enough.
It's
Yeah,
like a roller coaster,
yeah.
you
It
know?
pushes you. It pushes you.
Yeah, exactly. Or jumping off a bridge. Same thing.
That's right. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I just want to wrap up now. I don't want to stay
Cool.
here all night. We could do that. I love
Right?
it. And I love hanging out with you, Sam, whenever we get a chance to do that. And I do miss you. Looking forward to being together when this is all over.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And for those of you who are watching, we will repost this on our stories and our different platforms over the weekend, especially as well. And we want you to be out there playing safe, stay safe, and turn every
Mm-hmm.
obstacle into an opportunity. Thanks again, Sam,
Yes.
and have a great night, everyone.